What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Rocket Combat Sports TV. I have a very, very special guest with me joining the program. His name's Roberto Romero. He'll be fighting for the vacant Rocket Combat Sports Featherweight title on June 27th. Roberto, welcome to the program, sir. I'm really excited to not only get a chance to talk to you this afternoon, but you're fighting a killer here in a
Yeah.
few weeks, and I'm up for it, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm definitely excited. I'm always excited for the tough fights. Uh, I never want to go in there with somebody who's not prepared. I want the fights to be exciting. And this guy, I think he has like four finishes in his last four fights. So one of us is getting finished. That's for sure.
Few people on this card that you happen to be well acquainted with. Your brother's also going to be fighting on this card. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How cool is that? That two brothers. I know there's three of you guys that fight, but two of you
Mhm.
guys are on the same card. That's pretty special.
It's always great. I've had the privilege of fighting with both of them in one card as well. APFC, I think last year. So it's definitely something that it's a privilege, man. We're cutting weight. We always cut weight together anyway. But when there's somebody there suffering with you, it makes it just a little bit easier. And we help each other out all the time. So it's kind of almost like a small little cheat code for sure in this sport.
What's it like for Elvin and the rest of your family, seeing two you guys fight on the same night? Like that's got to be pretty nerve wracking for the rest of them.
It's weird. Well, my mom gets pretty nervous on all of them. She kind of suffers a little bit throughout the whole process. She hates watching us cut weight and stuff, and she likes the sport, but she hates watching us fight sometimes because she's our mom. And for us, me, Elvin, and Edwin, my other brothers, we don't really get nervous for our fights, but we tend to get nervous for each other's fights. Our fights, our nerves are pretty checked, but for each other, we get a little nervous for sure.
You are a guy that fights out of the MMA Institute in Richmond, Virginia. That is one of the best gyms in the DMV, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure you do work in at other places as well. I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about your gym, though, because I think that's a pretty prestigious place. A lot of great coaches, a lot of great fighters that come out of that gym. What's that been like for you, just as a mixed martial artist at this stage of your career? What impact has that gym done for you? How have they taken you to a new level?
Uh, they're the reason that I'm where I'm at in my career, for sure. The coaching that they have there, my coach Luke Hunsaker and Rick McCoy, they definitely the detail oriented, going through every aspect of the game, making sure that we don't leave any rock unturned. That way, when we get into the fight, we've been in that situation hundreds of times in the training room, whether it's in terms of grappling scenarios, striking scenarios, or MMA scenarios, all in between. And like I said before, I have had my brothers all these 6 years, and I've trained with them all these 6 years. And there's also a bunch of killers that I train with, a bunch of teammates that are really up and coming, bunch of guys who are very talented. So there's no way but up when you in a room like that.
You've kind of like experienced a little bit of everything. You've been on winning streaks. Been on the side of fights that haven't really gone your way. I talked to your opponent, and I asked him for his assessment on you, and a few things that he said, but he was very complimentary. Actually, he was like, "I respect this guy a lot. His record may not be pretty, but that's because he's fought really top level opposition." That was your opponent's assessment
Yeah.
of you. What I would like to know from you is like when you look back and you like when you look back at all the fights that you've had up to this point in your career, what's changed the most from when you made your amateur debut up ahead of this upcoming bout here?
Uh, if you watch most of my fights are on YouTube. If you watch my fights, you can see the evolution in each one. If you watch my first fight when I had my amateur debut, I pretty much just threw kicks, all grappling whatsoever. Then second fight, you can see some boxing, more kicks, a little bit of wrestling defense, and then so forth, so forth. Now I'm definitely a much more complete MMA guy, as where before I was more of a striker. Now I'm competent in all places: grappling, wrestling, on the wall, on the feet, wherever it goes. I'm ready to go. I've been in that situation, like I said, 100 times in the training room with really tough guys. Elvin, for example, really tough guy to grapple. I'll tell you.
Well, can you talk to me a little bit about this upcoming matchup versus Nate Jenkins? This is a guy that is very dangerous. He's a killer from South Carolina. Is this a guy that has been on your radar for a minute? Were you thinking that you two may fight here, or was this like a matchup that just kind of came out of left field?
Most of my matchups, kind of, my coach just runs them by me. He's like, "You want to fight this guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." Whoever comes up, I don't duck people. I don't run away from fights. And he showed me this guy, and then I saw his record. He got a couple finishes. I'm like, okay, this is a good fight right here. Like you said before, you can look at my record of fights. They're all pretty tough guys. All of them pretty well rounded in all areas of MMA. So when I saw this guy got four finishes in his last, I think, four fights, he's on a good winning streak. Good in jiu-jitsu, good on the feet, well rounded as well. That's just as a recipe for fireworks. So I'm excited.
So I asked him, I was like, give me your take on this matchup. Where do you think you have the biggest advantage? And I'm going to ask you the same question, but about your opponent. Where do you feel you have the biggest edge over Jenkins in this fight?
For sure striking. My MMA striking, I think, will win out. And my cardio is up there as well. I think those two will kind of take me over the edge because I'm going to be there for every second of those 3 5 minute rounds. I'm 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 not going to be put out so easily, you know. And I'm going to make him work for every bit.
I'm pretty confident in saying your game plan is to finish this fight and finish it as early as you possibly can with the striking. You get the job done. You take home the Rocket Featherweight title with you. What would that mean for you at this point in your career?
Oh man, doing my Elvin had a Rocket Combat title, man. It's only natural for me to have one as well, and then hopefully Edwin as well. You know, gotta keep it going in the family. It mean everything, man. A lot of hard work, and as you know, a lot of the fights fall through. A lot of just MMA in general can be a tough sport, and just little things like that can kind of give you a little boost.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate the time this afternoon. I actually want to turn it back over to you. If there's anyone out there that you'd like to thank or shout out before I let you go, let's do it.
I just want to thank my mom and my dad. I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for them, of course. And my coaches, Coach Luke Hunsaker and Rick McCoy, and then my teammates and my brothers, who I would not be anywhere near as skilled as I am without any of them. Yeah, it takes a village.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate the time this afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you on Fight Night.
All right, man. Thank you.